Hello folks, welcome back. Today is I think March 14th, maybe somewhere like that. We've got temperatures going to be getting hopefully in the mid 70s. It's kind of a roller coaster ride right now with the weather. Actually they're giving snow for Monday night, so just want to let you know up front, this is not a how-to video. So some of the things you're going to see today is probably people say you're crazy for doing that, but this is how we do it. And then when we screw up, we try to fix it and go on. But we're going to roll some dice and do some things here because we got into some hives yesterday, and we had they're busting at the seams. We're going to have to do splits or add room or something other, take resources away or swaps out some brood. But and we done a little bit of that yesterday. But we're going to jump into some hives here at the home place and even do a little feeding. Even though that we've got the cold weather coming, we're going to go ahead and feed. It's only going to be for a 48-hour period, looks like, and the temperatures are going to come back up. So we're going to jump in a hive here and take a peek. But it's a little light wind. It's going to get a little bit windier, they say, throughout the evening. So we're going to try to do a little bee work today. If we see something real interesting, we'll try to get you a close-up or something other. But there's some hives that are extremely strong, and there's a few weak that we added some brood to. So we actually got a feeder shim on here, and what we do is a Ziploc baggie, poke a few holes in it, and that's how we do our feeding sometimes, especially this time of year. This one's got a little bit left in it, and we will actually recycle that and use that here shortly. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, about 5.5 frames cluster of bees, and we'll sneak in here and take a peek. All we're really doing is trying to make sure they got enough space to get us through this next week, and making sure they do got food, which most of them do. The only ones that might be a little light we came across is some nukes, and which is understandable, but we're going to make sure we got space, make sure we're queen right, in which we think we are, but we're going to double check anyway. And in case you didn't know it, you're at Red River Honey and Bees. We're on the upper Red River in Kentucky, not far from Natural Bridge and all them places. About 20 minutes to get there from here. And this frame out here, of course, is a honey nectar frame, and it's got some wet nectar in it. So that's good. Didn't expect a whole lot out here, but we'll get going here. We're going to try not to have them out long. Even though the temperatures are nice, we do have a little wind. I don't like that wind, and they don't like that wind. Hopefully we don't pick up on it on the microphone either. And we've got some wet nectar here and some food, some honey. And I can already see this next frame. It's got lots of food on top of it. And it's got a little sheet of brood here. So we've got eggs, larvae, capped, nice honey across the top. And the second one's the same way. Just so you can give you an idea here, we got honey up here in the corners around the top, and the center there, that's actually capped brood on some bees that's getting ready to emerge, hopefully. And I don't see the queen, but we'll see if we can see her here real quick. So let's get these back in the hive. So we can already tell that they've got plenty of space to grow, so we're not worried about space in this one. And the reason we worry about that is they start feeling confined and full and nowhere to grow. That makes them want to start getting into the swarm mode. And we really don't want them to do that. Okay. Same here on this frame. All eggs, all larvae, all stages, and got emerging as we go. Same thing on the back side. They're packing in some red and yellow pollen. And that wind's going to go, and I'm going to get her back in the hive here. We'll look at one more frame, and then we'll call this one. But so far, this one looks like it's in good shape. Not overcrowded. Not weak by no means. And there are eggs in every place where you could put an egg right there. Right there she is. So, see if I can do this without losing her. Oh, sorry about that. You look right in here, the corner of my tool. She's actually looking for a place to lay right now. But right there she is. I'm going to get her back over here and get her inside the hive before we lose her. So she is look like she's going in full laying machine mode. Be careful here and put her frames back together. It looks like the activity in the bottom box is about the same as this one. The outer two frames look like they have room to mess around. So by no means they're not out of space in this one. Some we got in yesterday, it had 7 and 8 frames of brood in the top and bottom box. And that is a little too much this time of year. So what we'll do is put our little feeder shim back on here. Excuse me, girls. And then we're going to give them another bag of feed. And normally it's not a good idea. Remember, this is not a how-to video. Normally not a great idea to put liquid feed on them when you got temperatures coming Monday the way they are. I think we're going to get about 25 degrees. And that's borderline crazy right here is what this is. But again, we're looking at a short period of time, I think, and with the population, I think they can handle it. So we'll just poke 2 or 3 little holes in here. And they'll actually take us down pretty quick. So we'll button this one back up, and we'll come back to you here in a minute when we get another one ready. Okay, we're going to pop into this one, and while we're doing that, just turn around here and see if you can see this, but we're actually getting ready for our splits. I don't know if you can see down there through there, but down there we got a little mating section started. And we're just watching the weather. We need to like to have temperatures around at least the mid 60s here to get some mated queens back. We actually have got drones walking around on the frames, and we'll show some of them there as we come across them. But we found plenty of drones, cap drones, and like I say, some of them was walking around yesterday, several of them actually. So that's a good sign. So really what we're waiting on to start grafting and start splitting is some little bit warmer, consistent temperatures. Again, we've got some that's going to have to be split, or they're going to split themselves one way or another. which that's a good thing. So far for the year, thankfully, oh, we still got feed on this one. That's a good thing. So far for the year, we have we figured it up on the way here about 4%. So we're thankful for that so far. We don't want to lose any between now and when the nectar flow comes in here. It's a scary time of year when they start raising the brood and they start going through the resources fairly quick. So this one here is about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We'll call that one 6 frames of bees. They're all basically to this side almost, and good chance that this is where the box get hits with sun first thing in the morning. So that more likely has something to do with it, maybe. We're going to call it that anything. Anyway. And again, this hive has not been looked at this year. And in my point of entry here. We got in the mid 60s yesterday, and very little to no wind. Bees was fairly calm actually yesterday. I was expecting to be a little grouchy. Don't know if that'd be the case today. Easy, girls. Don't want to hurt nobody. And I already see brood on this outside frame. That's scary. No, we got eggs and larvae everywhere. That whole frame is laid up. And this side is too. A lot of drone comb here on the bottom. And we have damaged some of that pulling that frame out. Probably should have picked another point of entry there. Yeah. So we already know this one's queen right. We already know that we got room. I'm seeing all kinds of honey stores. I'm seeing sheets of brood though on the next frame over even also. So best thing to do is probably get out of this one. I mean, that's beautiful. And the next frame's the same way, so I'm going to get out of here. But we don't want to damage anybody. I'm actually going to pull this outdoor side frame. Which is fairly heavy. This side is all pollen, all honey, some wet nectar. I'm going to put this frame back in because it's fat and we've got some damaged drone comb that I peeled off there. We need the drones. Don't need to be killing any drones. So we're going to button this one back together. Uh-oh. That ain't nice when you do that. They don't like it. Made them a little mad there. Shoving our frames back over to make sure they're good and tight together. And then we'll get this one buttoned back up. So we're going to add our feed back on. It's got plenty in it still. And then we'll see you here at the next one. Hopefully that wind's not going to pick up and bother us too much. But these here are some little bit of the weaker hives that we did over winter. So let's get inside those and check them out. Up there packing in some pollen. Knock, knock. Coming in. And we got a little bit of feed left, so good. Actually, we've not. Yesterday was the first time we actually went down in the hives. We did check 2 hives that we thought was queenless. We had some late season swarms last year, actually in October, and that's the only ones we really went in. And we did go in, and they was queenless, so we went in and actually merged those. But other than yesterday was the first time we've actually been inside the hives officially. So they got some feed left. 3, 4, 5, and about 5.5 frames of bees on this one. So safe to say they're going to have space. We're just going to spot check them, make sure they're queen right, and then we're going to get out here and leave them alone. Try not to make no sudden movement. They don't like real fast motion. Sometimes you can like that right there. They ain't going to like it. Pretty funny after I said that. That frame ain't nothing but honey and nectar on the outside. Next frame over is basically honey. I can see from here. And it is. And this frame here is laid up with nectar, honey, and lots of pollens. So these girls definitely don't look like they're going to starve. Hopefully. And we got nothing but brood here and eggs. Eggs of all sizes, shapes. Eggs, larvae, and capped brood. We got the same thing here. Realistically, we could shut her up and be done, but I've got to look at one more frame. It's about like fishing. You're going to say, let me cast one more time. Oh yeah. Beautiful. Yeah, here just in a few days we're going to have bees galore. This next frame is solid sheet of brood. Looks like I'm not going to pull it out. I'm going to button these girls back up. Look like they're doing just fine. Got space, got food, got feed on. So we're going to call them good for now. I'm going to try to get them out of the way, smoke them down a little bit. Again, that wind is going to mess with us. We're actually going to put their feed bag back on. They still got looks like about a fourth left in that bag. and we're going to move on to the next